Well, Peter, welcome to the program. Thanks so much for joining us, our fortnightly get-together, and I guess firstly the state of the nation.
Yeah, I think obviously we've seen quite a bit of rain and quite a change in the climate in the last couple of weeks. So I think last time I talked to you, we talked a bit about it being still quite dry around the country. That seems to have changed a fair bit. I suppose from a Waikato point of view, it's raining, but it's warm for this time of the year, so all pretty good. Markets continue to be strong, certainly in the beef and sheep area. I was in the Canterbury Park sale yards the other day and really was just blown away by the prices guys are getting for lamb. So great to see from our clients' point of view. Very strong market, and as I said before, driven by overseas markets, which is great to see. Dairy industry still sort of in a status flux, I suppose. GDT certainly not changing a lot, going up and down a little bit, but certainly probably not quite the confidence in the dairy industry as there is in the sheep and beef industry, that's for sure.
I remember about, it must be 10 or 11 years ago, Federated Farmers was pushing the sort of $150 for a lamb sort of price tag. That was their aim, and now, you're looking at $200.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see. I mean, the sheep industry certainly goes through highs and lows, and the lamb market's extremely strong, and as I've said before, driven by overseas demand. It certainly helps to offset the fact that our crossbred wool market's very difficult at the moment. So very good to see, and I think it's really good for our sheep farmers to have, particularly the guys that have stuck with it, really good to see that they're getting great returns finally.
Now, there's a lot of talk this week about bobby calves. Of course, it's that season with calving well underway in some areas. And, a lot of farmers nowadays thinking twice about sending the bobby calves straight to the works.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing, Mark, is a change in the whole landscape with bobby calves, and part of that is dairy farmers recognising the value in having a beef cross calf that can then be reared on to 100 kilos and ultimately go into the beef industry. And I suppose I've always been a huge fan of getting more beef out of the dairy industry, and it's a big part of our push is how do we do that. And certainly I think it's starting to show that farmers are thinking more about that, and obviously animal welfare plays a big part in that with the bobby calf pools. So it's good to see. I think we'll always have a certain number of calves that will still be go into the bobby calf industry, but I think what we're seeing is more animals coming through the dairy industry that ultimately end up in the beef industry, which is really good for our beef industry. The global beef market's very strong, and continues to be a good opportunity for farmers to actually make a little bit more out of their calves, but also deal with some of the perceived animal welfare issues. And I do say perceived because I think generally farmers look after their calves very well, and they're managed extremely well.
Now, looming large behind you is bidr, of course, the new website and the online auction platform for you. Tell us the latest update on that and how it's going.
Yeah, it's going very well, Mark. I mean, from the 1st of July, we start running weekly sales. So we have sales Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, or sometimes even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. So none of those sales are large, not in big numbers at this stage, but certainly starting to get momentum. We've got a large number of people now signed up as users, a large number of people signed up as registered buyers and registered sellers. So that's getting momentum. Obviously, at a time of the year when there's not a lot of stock traded, so the bidr team can be pretty pleased with where we're at right now. And it's good to see that we are getting good support from our clients, but also good support from buyers. We're often having sales now with total clearance, all animals sold at the auction on the platform, so that's really good to see.
What is the general feedback you're getting? People liking the sort of the ease of access, if you like, or of course they're missing out on the socialisation of going to the sale yards, I guess.
Yeah, so I suppose it's early days yet, Mark. I mean, we've got very strong supporters, but I would put it in. I'll put it this way: I think a lot of people are set themselves up to observe the sales and watch. They haven't gone to the full blow and were fully registered buyers or sellers. So that indicates to me it's a watch and see situation at the moment. I think that there is obviously people that are very strongly in favour of it, and there's other people that are sort of watching to see what's going to happen in this space. But I don't think there's a lot of real negative people around it. I think most people are saying actually this is the way of the future. And that while it mightn't be for me today, it could be for me tomorrow or sometime in the future.
When do you sort of see it really hotting up in terms of the numbers of throughput?
I think we'll see things really start to move from September onwards, which is normally when we start to see our September trading stock starting to come out. September, October, I think is when we expect to see the numbers in each sale go up, although we did have a deer sale a couple of weeks ago where we sold 40 lots of deer and every single lot sold at auction, which was a great result for the vendor and also a great result for the bidr team. So I suppose what we are seeing is different types of stock now being traded. That's the first deer auction we've run. We're seeing boner cows being sold on it. We're seeing a range of stock being sold on it. So that's also good to see. And I think as time goes on, that we will just see more and more stock being sold through this platform.